Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm here to give you guys my review for AEW Dynamite for December 4th, 2019, last week's episode. I'm hoping to be caught up on all the wrestling shows today. I know I've been very behind lately, but I've just been extremely busy, so yeah. So let's just get right into this. This week we did have an intro video package, which was new. They had some new stuff on it from like past AEW Dynamite episodes. It kicked off with a 6-man tag team match. It was the Young Bucks and Dustin Rhodes versus Sammy Guevara and Proud and Powerful. What a way to kick off this show. This match was great. Immediately, Dustin and the Bucks just attack Proud and Powerful and Sammy Guevara. There's a spot where Matt Jackson's just hitting like 3 Northern Light suplexes in a row, and he's hitting on like 2 guys at once, and then someone tries to Sammy Guevara tries to intervene, and he tries to do it to him, but they just beat him down. You see a lot of flip dives by Dustin and the Bucks, and eventually the heels get the heat on Matt for a while, and they beat him down and hit suplexes and suches on him. Then eventually, Dustin gets the hot tag. He hits a destroyer out of nowhere. That was awesome. We had a double Shattered Dreams in the corner. Triple super kicks. Just all types of crazy stuff going on in this match. Eventually, Sammy Guevara even hits a 630 at one point on, I think, Nick, but doesn't get the win. Eventually, he's doing an Instagram live video, and he gets caught into a super kick, and they hit the Meltzer driver for the win, and Dustin and the Young Bucks win. It was very fun. Like, this is one of those matches you just really need to go watch, because there's so much craziness in it. It's a great match, and it's easily 4.5 stars. Then we had Trent with Chuck Taylor and Orange Cassidy versus Ray Phoenix. Another great match here. The flaw is that the crowd was a bit dead because they had seen all that stuff happen in the 6-man. So I think they should have, had like a squash here and then put that match on later on in the show. But this match was still great. They were really trying to get the advantage on each other. But it was not to be. But eventually, Ray Phoenix wins with the Phoenix Muscle Buster for the win, but you had like a lot of super kicks, a lot of dives and such. It was great. 4 stars. Cody's backstage, and this is during the split screen commercial. It shows him like coming to the ring. Tony Schiavone interviews Cody, and Cody talks about how how he feels like a failure, and he has the mark for it now because he has that scar on his head. And he talks about how the Elite used to be a family, but now it seems like everyone's got their own things going on, with the Young Bucks and Dustin kind of focusing on the inner circle. Brandy is just focused on cutting people's hair. And he says that Heyman Adam Page is not even sure if he's in the Elite anymore. But he says that he's the one constant of all of this. And he talks about how MJF turned his back on him. And he kind of reiterates his promo that he cut when he cut on the Road 2 on the Night Family thing. But I thought it made sense considering the fact that, probably not many people watch that watch AEW Dynamite, so I was fine with that. Then he talks about the Butcher, the Blade, he talks about the Butcher, the Blade, and the Bunny. I like how he refers to them as like their real names, which is cool, and says that if you want to fight, you can even pick my tag team partner, which set up that match for the next episode. He's going to team up with QT Quinn, who I guess they picked. And then he says that he wants to fight MJF, and he says that MJF would never fight him, and Cody never lives with guarantees. He insults MJF. He actually even makes fun of him for messing up his crossroads, and takes a shot at NXT that they can't get it right either. he lays all his clothes out in the ring and says, and a bunch of money and stuff, and says that he's willing to give that up to fight MJF, and then that was it. It was an awesome promo. Cody's awesome at this. It was great stuff. Then Joey Janella gets interviewed, and he talks about how he wants to take out Jon Moxley because even though he said that he'll end up in a hospital bed, he said he needs a place to sleep, so why not sleep in a hospital bed? And he says that even though me and Jon Moxley tore each other down at Full Gear, it didn't end up counting. So tonight, everything counts. And then Jon Moxley comes over and says, kids. It was great. Then we had another vignette for the Dark Order where it shows people looking up stuff and saying that they hate each other. And one of the guys is being, like, patched in. You see the original, Dark Order crew there. And Evil Uno's asking him, why he wants to be in it. And he said he wants to be in it for vengeance. And he patches him in. And then the big guy we've been seeing, who we thought was probably Evil Uno, comes in. And he's all scared. And he gets on his knees. He's crying. And says that he wants to be in this group just to make friends. And the Dark Order and, the minions just beat the crap out of this guy. It was great. It gives us some nice insight into the Dark Order. I loved it. Then Nyla Rose just squashes Leva Bates, who was accompanied to the win by Peter Avalon. Afterwards, Shana tries to come out and get a piece of Nyla Rose, but Nyla Rose's power is too much for her. And during the split screen, it shows Nyla Rose just continuously beating her down. She tries to powerbomb her through a table, but the ref won't let her. And instead, she powerbombs the ref, and then she powerbombs her onto the ref. And afterwards, you see DMD, Britt Baker, looking on in shock in the crowd, which I don't know if they took that from NXT TakeOver War Games 3, but whatever. I liked it, though. It was a nice squash. So there you go. Then Chris Jericho does a promo. And Chris Jericho says that he's been the one constant of AEW, and he found out that he's contractually obligated to wrestle one more match for AEW. We find out that match is going to take place on December 18th, 2019. And he says that he made a list, and everyone started cheering, and Jericho says to them, get out of 2016 because of the whole list gimmick. And he said this is the Lexington of Le Champion. And he reads off that, and it's written with people that he wouldn't want to face. So people and he just says a bunch of parody names. Like when he got to Kenny Omega, he referred to Kenny from South Park as well. And he just had a bunch of goofy names on it. But someone he had on it constantly was Jon Moxley. So they're really using that to really tease that feud. But you had a lot of funny names on here. You really need to just go watch them. There's probably a clip of him online, just him reading down, the list of these names. But then he gets cut off by the Jurassic Express, which I was so happy to see the dinosaur. You don't even know what it was like. And Chris Jericho says that 12-year-olds and dinosaurs are also known on the Lexington of Le Champion. And Luchasaurus grabs the mic and says he makes dinosaur noises, and he also tells Jericho, so is that what you thought I sound like? No, I have a master's degree. And he talks about how we've all overcome adversity to get here to AEW, and how Jericho's dismissed centuries of existence of dinosaurs as well as human mankind. And Jericho then picks Jungle Boy pretty much to be his opponent. He insults him. He says that he hasn't had a win in AEW. And afterwards, the Jurassic Express fight off Chris Jericho and Jake Hager, who was out there, and that was it. So the match is made official. It's going to be Jungle Boy versus Chris Jericho. I see a lot of people mad because because Jungle Boy's record's so bad. He hasn't won a match yet, and they're saying, well, win was loss is supposed to matter, but yet he's getting a title match. But I think this is a non-championship, non-title match, so I don't think. So I think it works. I'm fine with this being a match if it's not for the championship. And everyone's wondering, well, what about Luchasaurus? I'm wondering that myself, but I put some thought into it, guys. We all just gotta relax here, and everyone has to remember the ways of hunting. The best hunters are the ones who are careful and meticulous and just pick their spot when they hunt. And Luchasaurus is going to have his time. He's just throwing in Jungle Boy and Marco Stunt in there, and they're going to be collateral damage, and he's going to use that to strike when he takes on Chris, and he's going to take that AEW World Championship from Chris Jericho. Don't you guys will even sweat it. It's going to be okay. Then Chris Statlander wrestled Hikaru Shida. I don't really remember a lot of the match. I remember liking it. It was very good stuff. I just, have watched a lot of wrestling since then, so it's tough to remember it all. But Chris Statlander has a new gimmick where she's like an alien. I actually don't mind the gimmick. I don't think she thinks she's an alien, but she has the mannerisms of one. And she wins with, I think, a sunset driver. And afterwards, Awesome Khan and Brandy Rhodes come out. And we find out the reason that they've been cutting people's hair and stuff is they want to be known as the Nightmare Family Collectors. They want to collect all the people that the Khan and Nightmare Family don't have time to collect. So they're going to collect them as, not collateral damage, but as, I guess, I don't even know. But then she offers for Chris Statlander to be in it. But then a fan comes out and wants to get in there and pledge herself to her, and it happens. They shave her head and they leave. So I guess she's in it now. Willie wasn't a big fan of this. I'm not really a big fan of this Brandy Rhodes character. It had potential. I didn't hate it, but this just doesn't make any sense. Brandy Rhodes should be a babyface with Cody. If not with Cody, just a babyface in general. It's just really weird that her husband is the biggest babyface probably in all of professional wrestling. And she's like a heel. I really think it's stupid. Then we had another, oh, by the way, I forgot to rate the Nyla Rose Leva Bates match. I gave it 3, did the job it needed to do. Then we had Christopher Daniels versus Pentagon Jr. This was great stuff. I like how the match got started right away outside the ring before it even started, because it made sense, because Christopher Daniels wants to get his hands on this guy since he tried to end his career. And eventually they get into the ring, the match starts, and they have a very awesome back-and-forth match. Eventually, when Christopher Daniels has the match won with the Angels wins, Ray Phoenix runs out, and he has the microphone stand that Chris Jericho uses for his entrance, and this distracts him long enough. However, it wasn't enough of a distraction because Pentagon Jr., he still ended up winning, but there was some more action in between there, and then Pentagon Jr. won with the package pile driver. There was a scary spot where Daniels went for a moonsault, but I think he slipped. I don't know if that was a botch or not, but I thought that was worth pointing out. But this match was great. Really enjoyed it. Gave it 4.25 stars. Then we had the Butcher, Blade, and the Bunny vignette, where they basically explained why they attacked Cody, and they said they attacked Cody because they were sick of seeing him all over the poster boards, and that when they were out in the indies, Cody wrote, they want one of the first calls that Tony or Cody, to sign into AEW, and they say they're gonna, eviscerate Cody and make them remember him. I thought it was awesome. I'm intrigued. It seems kind of weird though. I think they should be included with the Dark Order. But maybe this is going to be something completely different. Then we had the main event. It was Joey Janella versus Jon Moxley. This was great stuff. You have Joey Janella continuously take it to Jon Moxley, hit a lot of cool dives. He hit a flip dive off the turnbuckle through the timekeeper's area. And you had Joey Janella just take it toe-to-toe with Jon Moxley. And Moxley kept mounting the comebacks. He destroyed Joey Janella threw him the beginning portions of it, hit the nextplex onto him, and he continuously tried to go for the paradigm shift. Eventually, he hits it, and he beats Joey Janela, and the match was great. I gave it 4.5 stars. I really enjoyed it. I love that we're continuously just building Jon Moxley, and Joey Janela didn't look weak losing. Afterwards, the Inner Circle come out, and they stare Jon Moxley through the crowd, so they're still slowly setting up Jon Moxley versus Chris Jericho for the AEW World Championship, which I'm happy about. And that was AEW. I don't know where it went. It seems like they forgot about the Shawn Spears Joey Janela feud, which was weird because they haven't brought it up in a couple weeks, and I don't really like that. I watching AEW over WWE because of stuff like that, and I gotta call it out when they do stuff like that. If I'm gonna call out WWE, I gotta call out AEW as well. But yeah, that was AEW Dynamite for December 4th, 2019. Awesome show. I really enjoyed it. I'm going to give it an A. I'm going to give it a 95 out of 100. The only thing I hated on this show was that Brandy Rhodes segment. But that's really it. But that Brandy Rhodes segment was just so bad that it doesn't make the A-plus grade requirement. So there's that. Now I have to update the win-loss record system. Because everybody knows that I have to do that. Because that's important for the overall presentation of this. We gotta make sure we do that. We gotta make sure that we recognize when people win. We recognize when people lose. So let's do that right now. I have to go through my notes. That way I know who wrestled on the show. Okay. So, where are they? Alright. So, Matt Jackson's 8-4, so that's good for him. Nick Jackson's 8-5. Dustin Rhodes is 3-3. And then Sammy Guevara is 3-6. And both members of Proud and Powerful, I did double check this, are 4-2. So I made sure to double check that. And then Ray Phoenix is 7-5. Nyla Rose is 5-3. Leva Bates is 1-5. She's not doing very well. Chris Statlander, I believe, got her first victory. She's 1-2, and Akira Shida is 4-3. Christopher Daniels is 3-3, and Pentagon Jr., I believe he has about the same record as Phoenix, but I think he has his is a bit different. Pentagon Jr. is 6-7, and then Joey Janela is 2-7, and Jon Moxley is 4-1-1. So those are all the updated win-loss records that I'm going to keep, providing. And then we have the rankings, because those are important. The rankings for this week, well, at least last week anyways. So the rankings for the women's division is Hikaru Shida's at number 1 still. Nyla Rose is at number 2 after this week. Emi Sakura got knocked down to number 3. DMD, Dr. Britt Baker, is at number 4. And Chris Statlander has her first appearance at number 5. And then for the singles wrestlers, the males, Jon Moxley's at number 1. He moved up after the match with Joey Janela and winning that. Kenny Omega's at number 2. Pac's at number 3. He moved down to number 3, I believe, because he lost last week and such. Cody's at number 4. And MJF's at number 5. And then for the tag team, Proud and Powerful are at number 1. The Young Bucks are at number 2, so they're back at the number 2. Number 3 are the Best Friends. Number 4 are the Lucha Bros. And number 5 are Private Cody. And that's pretty much it, guys. Thank you guys for watching this video. Please make sure you guys like, comment, and share this video so people will watch it. Make sure you guys subscribe to this channel for more content and click on the bell. So that way every time I upload a video, you guys get the notifications for it. And that's pretty much it, guys. Talk to you later.